Howdy folks, I'm Denton Lowe. I'm with my good friend Mr. Dakota Long, and we're with Russell Feed and Supply, and today we're presenting to you our first wildlife virtual exposition. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of different products, from blinds to feeders to feed, and the proper way to set up a nutrition program amongst your wildlife herd.
Alright guys, today we're going to start off talking about our Sportsman series blinds by HB. This is the 4x5 model, and we also have the 4x8 model right over there.
So these blinds are a great entry-level blind. They're just really solid. We do come with some fancier options with 8-sided blinds and things like that. This is just a really solid entry-level blind. They come with a 4-foot and 8-foot tower options. Tell me more about the construction of these blinds, Dakota.
They're made out of 16-gauge sheet metal. They're also fully carpeted on the inside to reduce noise and also to better insulate the blinds if you want to put a heater or something like that in. Alright guys, this is the 4x5 model. Even though it is the smaller model, even with two of us in here, we still have room. You could add chairs, a heater, or anything like that. Keep you comfortable while you're hunting.
Let me tell you, it's comfortable here because obviously we haven't missed a meal, so there's plenty of room in here.
As you can tell, this is our 4x8 model. It is setting on our 4-foot tower, and it has substantially more room than our 4x5. You could easily fit 3 people and chairs in here and have all the room you need. This is the turkey and quail HB feeder, and it comes with the Easy Reach technology, so it's low to the ground. It also has a gravity tube feeder down there so that quail and baby turkeys can get in there. It also has this cage built around where other bigger animals cannot get in and get the feed out, or bigger birds that would take the grain away from them. And the Purina game bird really goes good in here. It feeds in there and it really makes the birds healthy.
A common question we get is, what is the best way to deliver corn to the wildlife in North Texas? For us at Russell Feed and Supply, our go-to corn feeder is our HB Series Easy Reach. They come in 400 pound, 700 pound, and 1,000 pound capacities. Although batteries are sold separately, they do come with solar panels, so they continually keep that 12 or 6 volt battery continually charged. Dakota, tell us about the spinner in this deal.
They come complete with West Texas spinners. We have had nothing but good things come from those. They come with a solar panel on them, like Denton was saying, and they also come with this 2x4 inch varmint cage, so it keeps the raccoons and other critters out from spinning all your corn out. And also the low center of gravity of this keeps it to where a hog can't get his nose under there and root and flip your feeder to damage it or let all your corn out and stuff like that. And also these Easy Reach, especially the 400, with a short guy like me, can fill it no problem.
Dakota, would you tell us a little bit about our gravity-fed protein feeders?
These are also made out of the 16-gauge sheet metal that our blinds are made out of. It's real stout stuff, and also it comes built on skids, so if you ever need to move it anywhere, it's easy to move. Just hook onto it with a chain. You can pull it behind your pickup or a tractor. And also, this one here is 1,350 pounds. Plenty of feed to keep the deer fed up for a good little while.
We recommend you start at least 1,000 pound minimum on your feeders. Just because you have a bigger capacity doesn't mean you necessarily have to fill it all the way up, but it's good because it allows you the opportunity to grow into the capacity of your feeder.
Guys, so the feeders on these are made out of 6-inch square tubing. It has a little welded piece here that allows your feed not to come out, so it protects your investment, because you're investing in your deer herd here to help grow them and make them, bigger. And it also has an overlap here. The top of this is probably 1.5 inches to 2 inches longer than the bottom, so it keeps the rain out and keeps that feed protected.
So along with reducing waste because of the use of this feeder, I also like it because the ports have minimal visual obstruction, so those deer feel more comfortable when they're out here eating on their feed. In addition to that, there's plenty of room so they don't hit their antlers on the side of the feeder here. It's just a really nice kind of comfortable setting for that deer to come and get that protein. One of the most common questions we get is, how many protein feeders do I need for my acreage?
You usually want 1 feeder per 25 deer, or 1 feeder per 150 to 200 acres.
A lot of folks in this part of the country like to use whole soybeans or cottonseed as their protein source. Although it is a nice single protein source, it's relatively devoid in minerals, whereas the highly researched AntlerMax includes multiple protein sources, including the patented bypass protein technology, as well as a complete mineral pack that helps support maximum antler growth. Our HB gravity-fed protein feeders start at 750 pound capacities and work all the way up to 1-ton feeders. A common question that we get at Russell Feed and Supply oftentimes is, how do we supply protein to our deer, maybe on smaller acreages? It's not the easiest thing to do, is it?
No. You want to keep the feeder towards the center of the property as much as you can, and close to bedding areas. They don't have to travel far distances to go to the feeders. Another good way is to get in touch with your neighbors. Make sure that you guys are all on the same managing practices. All right, so Denton, when should our customers feed the AntlerMax compared to the corn?
So it's important to feed the AntlerMax from wintertime, January, February, March, all into September. That's whenever antler growth is happening. That's when those does are lactating. So it's really important to keep those babies really healthy. And obviously, like the name implies, we always want big antlers. Then as we kind of transition to September, it's a good idea to maybe use a rutting conditioner or a 16% protein and higher energy feed to help support those fawns continue to get bigger. And then also, let's not forget about those bucks. They're out rutting. Their body condition is starting to slip every day. So if we can support them in every facet possible to keep them in good condition, then we're obviously going to help them on the backside with antler growth. As far as corn goes, what do you think? You think we'll maybe feed that year-round or just during the fall? What do you think?
From an attraction standpoint, year-round is not a bad thing to do, but definitely heavily into the beginning of September through the end of December through deer season would be a great time. If you're a DIY guy, kind of like myself, we sell everything from the barrels all the way down to the spinners. We have a full line of 6-volt and 12-volt spinners. They come with solar units to charge the batteries. We have the batteries to go in as well, the funnels for the barrels, and also the lids. Varmint cages, anything you need to set up your own feeder on your own for a little bit cheaper price.
Thank you guys for joining us today at Russell Feed & Supply's first Virtual Wildlife Exposition. We hope you had an educational and enjoyable time. If there's a question or maybe something we didn't get to that you would like covered, feel free to drop it in the comments below, and we will do our absolute best to get to it as soon as possible. Bye. We're definitely thankful to have you stop in and use us to help supply your deer corn and feeders and blinds. But that's not simply what we want to do. We want to be partners with you and your wildlife team to help you make the correct management decisions to not only increase the health of your wildlife, but allow you to grow bigger deer. Thank you guys for joining us today. Good luck this season.